This is the weekly forecast for Monday the 13th of June through to Sunday the 19th of June 2016. It is week 24. The main focus and theme of this whole read is to do with communication. This is from self-expression, out into the wider world. In particular, internet, email, all forms of communication, but from personal to global. As I have stated, the read can somewhat diversely change from my original penning. This is due to the fact that as I go further into the read, I become more and more informed. At least I hope so. So here we go. The major trump card, I have always said, is the most important card in the 3-card spread, or indeed any spreads. And this is no different. The Star. This is a beautiful tarot card in many ways, and for tarot readers out there, I regard as an extension of the High Priestess, but on a collective basis. It is a card of vision, of hope for the future, more on the scale of the collective, the worldly. By this I mean movements especially with social interplay on the big stage, big communities, big communes. It is a card of Aquarius, the 11th house, which is of communes, groups, organisations, social gatherings, activities on a larger scale. As I have said, it is a hopeful card. After discord, in this case its ruler is Uranus, the planet that can be of chaos, change, disruption, making way for a brighter future, a brighter vision. Time can also be represented by this card, 17 years onwards. So for those who have been or have invested in energies of all sorts, be them financial, because money is still an energy, long-term plans, waiting for the fruition of something coming together, the end result, because of the card next to it, which I will discuss shortly, success is nigh. Back to this very important Tarot Major card. It is interesting to note that the polar opposite to the Star, Uranus ruled, is Leo, ruled by the Sun. Uranus is Leo, the Sun, so looking firstly at the two together side by side, in other words, you have self-expression, Leo, the Sun, directed towards the greater universal expression, the Star, Uranus. Leo is heavily featured here, with the representation coming through the 5 of Wands and the overall theme card of the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands not being part of the 3-card directly. So here we have personal expressions, power, vitality and energies, 5 of Wands, actually in the sign of Leo. This points to glitches, small-time arguments, disagreements, nothing tragic, before victories are obtained. On a personal basis, this could easily be politically motivated towards the referendum that is taking place at this moment in my country. The 5 of Wands being red tape, bureaucracy for a world stage. Also verbal disputes. Plenty of that going on at the moment. Saturn being the planet in 5 of Wands, which rules the 5 of Wands, which at this moment is retrograde in House 12. It's asking you to re-examine and reality check your behaviour of illusions. Neptune has no borders, which is the ruler of Pisces and of House 12. So you have a nebulousness, no borders, no lines, no barriers, and Saturn is asking you to examine this and put in a reality check on these things. It is also astrologically squared with Jupiter, which Jupiter ruling the expansive self-expression is being asked to re-examine equations before success can be achieved. It also squares Neptune, which is the ruler of House 12, so it is backing up its re-examination of the airy-fairy, if you like, of these things because of the retrograde Saturn. Because Leo is also a house of gambling, the odd flutter, etc., watch your finances, which is also personal because of Neptune being in House of 2, which is Taurus, of personal possessions, personal belongings. Do not get dreamy or vague or loose where finances are concerned. Keep your feet on the ground. Address the Neptunian vague tendencies. The overall theme to this read, 7 of Wands, is also about communication. So it is fueled by the planet Mars. So before explaining, be aware that we are looking at air and fire elements. The star, air, 5 and 7 of Wands, fire. When you have these two elements together, you have a very big fire, as it is fueled by a very big major tarot, the star, which is air, and the other two fire. Now, Mars ruling the 7 of Wands, heated exchanges can take place, can have raised tempers. Situations could arise through, again, hot tongue. Astrologically, it is in Scorpio, which is co-ruled by Mars. Incidentally, going back to the star, is part ruled by Saturn. So just pointing out that there are a great deal of planetary link-ups in one form or another. Mars in Scorpio makes for more intense covertness, asking you not to boil over. Retrograde Mars in a water sign, Scorpio. Thinking before acting, Scorpio. To top this off, Mars astrologically is in the house 11 with Scorpio, the house being Aquarius, ruler Uranus, with the featured tarot card, the star. Because of the amount of masculine energies, the star, house 11, is male. The sun, Leo, is also a male house. Also air and fire, both primordial elements. They're not from Earth, but given to this planet. Water and earth are the planetary elements. The moon is very feminine and also rules the feminine. So receptivity, reflective, the past, memories, response to something and fluctuation is in house 9, Sagittarius, which just happens to be ruled by Jupiter, the ruling planet of the 6 of Wands. Virgo is the house within house 9. This tells me to be detailed using protocol, and I emphasize this word again, protocol, in your bigger picture conduct. Use grace to achieve success. Use the communications of Mars in the 7 of Wands in this manner, as the moon is sextile to Mars. A beautiful trine is also aspected, so this is the way forward in speech, communication of all sorts, because the trine is Mercury. Virgo asks you to examine yourself in a detailed fashion, to become expansive on a broader basis. Jupiter, ruler of house 9. The moon will be going out of Sagittarius into the Libran house, which is house 9. A couple of days. Hold on, just find my place. So relationships will be aspected. This is going, the moon will be in Libra. The bigger picture issues will be in thought, feelings and emotions, because the moon's journey is through the southern part of the astrological zodiac, which in astrology is the top part, the bigger picture part, the outward expression. The oracle card. This is all about communication, again drawn in an upright position. It is also of negotiations and belongs to the planet Mercury. It also the house of Gemini, which Mercury rules. So, which is in the house of Leo. So self-expression and the house of Gemini being ruled by Mercury and sitting in the house 5 of Leo is very good. Giving and receiving anybody working in advertising, media, it's a marvellous opportunity for personal creative growth. Opportunities abound to get your messages across. Negotiations. This is also a card of bartering, which Gemini is. They're all well aspected. Use the communication with drive, enthusiasm, energy. 7 of Wands. Tackling each obstacle as it comes. 7 of Wands. Remember curtailing negative Mars energies because of its retrograde. Think first. People in particular that are involved in the media will be very prominent at this time. Lots of things happening with media. It is about understanding the other side, where they are coming from, what they are looking for, in order to obtain what you want. Negotiate to give them also what they want. Aim for the win-win. That is always the greatest compromise and always gives the greatest results. Summing up, the world this week is yours. By adopting certain criteria, ethics, negotiations in all aspects are very positive. Communication is really in abundance through the media, internet, email. It is massively aspected. I am not overstating this. Put the fire in your bellies and go forth with confidence, self-expression, and the willingness to listen to others, compromise with others, and enjoy fruitful gains for yourself. This week, it's all laying out there for you. Communication on a very broad, massive scale. This has been John. Thank you for listening.